Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gabriel, and today we're going to do another twin flame energy reading. This reading is meant to be timeless, so no matter when you find it, no matter where you're at on your journey, there is a message for you if you found it today. So today we're going to be pulling from The Whispers of Love by Angela Hartfield and Josephine Wall. And I've already shuffled, so we're just going to go ahead and dive in. All right, the first card is Treasure Your Loved Ones. It is important to love others deeply. Yeah, it's really important to love others, not just people that are close to you, but it's important to love everyone as God's children. That does not mean that you have to have a relationship with everyone. That doesn't mean that you allow bad behavior because for the sake of loving someone. But it is important that you offer love when God guides you to offer love. And, you want to be unconditionally loving, especially when it comes to your twin flame, because they are an extension of you. A lot of times we get upset with our twin flames because they trigger us, because they are our mirror. And it can be hard to look in the mirror sometimes if you've been, not loving yourself properly, if you don't have strong boundaries, like all of these things that your twin flame is going to amplify and magnify and mirror back to you. It can be very humbling to see, and we can hold a grudge against our twin flame, like, oh, they did this, they're not communicating with me, they're being mean to me, da 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 da. And of course, have boundaries there. Have boundaries with being treated badly. You don't ever have to be treated badly by anyone. But you can put boundaries with that. But it is important to remember to love and love unconditionally. And sometimes love is a boundary. Sometimes love is, not having a relationship with someone because you're honoring their choice to not have a relationship with you, and allowing yourself to have peaceful relationships. But with your twin flame, you can't cut that relationship off. You can have boundaries with them until a new choice is made, but it's always going to mirror what's in yourself. So you have to set that boundary, heal, and then that boundary naturally comes down because you've healed the block within yourself, and then it heals naturally within your union. So remember to love your twin flame unconditionally, and move through the feeling. All right, so the next card is Physical Touch. A tender touch can mean so much. And, some of us who aren't in physical union right now, maybe you feel like, well, what does this mean for me? I can't just go touch my twin flame and they're not going to touch me because we're not together, or we're not physically in the same room, or we're not even in the same country or anything like that. But really, like, what you're desiring is that intimacy of physical touch. You're wanting to feel that connection, right? And you can really feel into yourself, into your own heart of like what that physical touch means for you. What feeling does it give you? What arises when someone, touches you? Like, do you feel warm and safe and loved? And you can give yourself that feeling. You can give yourself a hug. You can give yourself that warm embrace that you're desiring from your twin flame. You don't need to get it from outside of you, especially if you're experiencing separation right now. What you need to learn is to love yourself and to self-soothe. And that isn't, you're gonna be alone forever. It's your twin flame showing you that there's a place here that you need to give this to yourself first. You need to give that intimacy. You need to give that warm, fuzzy feeling to yourself first. Fill up your cup, and then it manifests in your reality. Romance attraction, the E-Course by Jeff and Shalia, like, really goes into this of, if you want romance with your twin flame, you must first romance yourself. You don't force them to buy you flowers. You don't force them to do anything. You can't force anyone to do anything. But what you do is you love yourself, you romance yourself. And because they are one with you, and because they mirror you, they will reflect that romance that you're giving yourself. And if you're currently in separation right now, maybe it won't be an immediate thing, but the more romance that you cultivate for yourself, the more that you will see in your union when you do manifest your union. So don't be afraid to give yourself all that romance, all that feeling and visualization of physical touch. And even, give yourself a physical hug. Like, it does feel good to really hug yourself and love yourself in that space. So, love yourself. All right. Yeah, here we go. The next card is love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. Yeah, another thing is, just like with this physical touch card and, treasuring your loved ones, loving unconditionally, it's important to see that love is everywhere and love is, everywhere for you, right? It's all around. Love is the only thing that is real, as we learn in A Course in Miracles, as many spiritual schools of thought teach, is love is the only thing that's real. And I find that to be very true in my own experience, is that, fear and pain and separation, they can all seem very real, but when you heal through it, it's like it goes away. It just dissolves. Whereas love never really goes anywhere. And I guess what I want to really hammer home is that, just understanding that your twin flame is already one with you. Your twin flame is with you at all times is really something that you want to come to a deep awareness of, that you are already one, because in that awareness is an acknowledgement of the truth, is an acknowledgement of love is not outside of you, is an acknowledgement of you have everything you need in this moment right now. And the more that you not only know that truth in your mind, but feel it and acknowledge it in your heart and really understand it as true in your heart, the more that actually becomes and manifests as your reality. So, see love everywhere. All right, yeah, and be authentic is this next card. Be real and true to who you are and how you feel. This one is so important, and it's been something for me that's I'm constantly going deeper into, is learning to really express my feelings, because I kind of bottled my feelings up and didn't want to express myself for a really long time. I would get frustrated and I'm like, I just bottle it up. And I've talked about it on this channel before of wanted to kind of people please, and I just want to keep the peace and things like that. And a lot of people, I feel like, do that to a certain extent. We all just, okay, we're not. The classic example is, hey, let's hang out sometime, and nobody in that conversation actually wants to hang out. Why do we do that? Why do we want to have this fake conversation to try to keep this peace, right? When peace comes from, being your true authentic self, loving yourself, accepting yourself for where you are. And if someone is upset because you didn't say, hey, let's hang out sometime, even though they didn't want to do it themselves, there's something going on within them that's like, oh, I expected you to want to hang out with me and now I feel rejected. But, those things, that's for them to work through. You don't owe them that type of relationship. You don't owe them anything. And the same for yourself is you want to allow yourself to truly feel and accept who you are and how you want to be in the world, and not even how you want to be, but how you really are, what naturally comes up for you as you're just living your life. What feels good for you? What do you like? What do you desire? That's so important to really discover and come into an awareness of, because your core values are a key indicator of who your twin flame is, because they will match those core values. And if you're not clear on your core values, if you're not clear on who you are, if you are just as confused because maybe you've been people-pleasing so long that you're like, oh, I don't know who I am, then you're not going to see yourself clearly. Your twin flame's not going to see you clearly. And it's going to be a point of maybe frustration and inner confusion with yourself. So make sure you take the time to really get to know yourself, really get to express yourself, genuinely, and allow yourself to feel through everything that you feel, even if it's an uncomfortable feeling, even if it's almost like an ugly feeling, right? Even if it's an ugly feeling, you want to allow that to come up and move through, and not try to shove it down or tell yourself you're wrong immediately, because that really just plays into ego that kind of keeps you spinning. Whereas if you just acknowledge, like, hey, I feel like everybody's an asshole and I hate everything, and you just allow yourself to kind of move through that feeling, then most of the time, and you probably will, like, move through it, and you'll be like, oh, I don't actually feel that way. I'm just feeling hurt here, and I just need to feel loved here. And then you can love yourself and move completely through the feeling. So be yourself, allow yourself to feel your feelings, and that will definitely help you attract your twin flame. And the last card, the bottom of the deck here, is speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change lives, including your own. Yeah, words, thoughts, what you say has tremendous power in manifesting your reality. You get what you want. You get what you focus on. And if you're always focusing on what could go wrong, if you're always focused on your worries, if you're always like, oh no, what if my twin flame gets with that person? Oh no, what if we never come together again? You're just kind of like reinforcing that. You're giving all your power to the thing that you do not want. And what you really want to do is speak the affirmations of, me and my twin flame and I are already one. I love myself. I'm divine. My twin flame loves me. I love myself. And you don't have to do anything outside of you. You don't call them up and tell them, like, you have to love me, or sweet talk them until they love you. You don't do that. But you speak in that faithful and positive way, and affirming the divine truth, and that gives power to that rather than the separation energy that you don't want. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. If you'd like your own personalized reading to help you understand the next steps within your journey, or if you'd like one-on-one support moving through those blocks, you can find my services at sacredtwinflameunion.com, and I will see you all in the next video.